it looks like the 45, you got robbed.
I appreciate you saying that. I do not want to say anything that's going to get me fined, in the words of Marshawn Lynch. But no, D-Wade, I've always admired him. You know what I mean? Not sure that there's a little bit of controversy considering they were teammates at one point in time, but I will say, it was a phenomenal contest. So, at the end of the day, the score that he gave me that caused me to miss the finals it made the show go pretty well. So I can't complain. It was fun to be a part of. I would have liked to come home with the trophy, obviously, but I don't think anybody was expecting me to be able to pull out the dunks that I did.
So you went into this as an underdog. You said you were going to play into that theme. We saw with White Men Can't Jump,
Yep.
and then you saw you go over Giannis, great dunk. Do you think you proved people that you belong in this contest?
Yeah, I think so. I think hopefully there'll be a lot of people that think I should have been in the finals of this contest. I just missed out to the guy who ended up going on winning it. So I think Aaron had a phenomenal, obviously, contest. He had 4 50s, which is crazy. Derek had a phenomenal contest, but we were neck and neck to get to the finals. And then, the dunk off, it was cool to be there, cool to see. But hopefully people now know that I can jump a little bit.
How did it was this for you to go through this process and involve Christian and involve Giannis?
It was great. Part of, I think, this experience was putting on a little bit of a show. Scottie Pippen, I was on the jump the other day, and Scottie Pippen said it's about the dunks. So I made sure the dunks were of caliber, but you got to have some fun with it. You got to try to put on a show a little bit. And, more than anything, I wanted to represent the city of Milwaukee. I think they've, really taken me in as a player and as a person. And to include the 2 MVPs that have come from the city, I think is great for the city, great for, the 2 organizations. And it was a lot of fun for me.
And they both came out unharmed?
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say, I don't know if the city of Milwaukee would have embraced me as much if they didn't come out unharmed. It was funny. I was standing next to Shaq, and I'm not sure he truly believed I could get over Giannis when I slightly mentioned to him that Giannis might be in my dunk. But afterwards, he said he had no doubt that I could get over him. So there was a little bit of conflicting stories there.
So how did you come up with the plan for each dunk now that you've actually done them?
Like I said from the beginning, I wanted to do things that were organic to me, right? One of the things that I've always, had fun with is the stereotype white man can't jump. It's followed me along my whole career, and it's something that obviously I've tried to disprove many times. Hopefully this has helped more than just the avid Milwaukee Bucks fans to see that that theory is disproven, but also I wanted to incorporate my teammates. We do such a great job, the ownership, the management, and then obviously our coaches of building a great culture in Milwaukee for the Bucks, and I think for the Brewers as well, since Craig Counsell, Notre Dame guy, represent. I wanted to try to include guys in it because, without them I wouldn't be here, I don't think. Part of the All-Star Weekend is representing teams that are doing really well. We're doing really well to this point. So I wanted to make sure I had some fun with it before we go on to try to do some things that are a little bit more important than winning a dunk contest championship.
Obviously, in practice, you know the feeling that you can do it, but what was going through your head when you do get that first one in the first attempt?
First one in the first attempt was big. It's funny, someone said to me, it's like making the first shot. And I said, well, not really, because I know I'm going to get some more shots. This is a little bit different. It's only me out there. But getting the first one was big. It was something that obviously helped with my confidence. I tried to make sure it was a dunk that I knew I could do, but also one that people didn't know I could do. So I tried to do that balance. And then, honestly, the second one, I hadn't practiced it with Giannis. First time I did it with Giannis. So I had to make a quick adjustment on the first 2 times. His hands are bigger than I thought. So he was actually it was like I was trying to get a rebound from him. Like, you can't take it from him. The hands are too big. So I had to adjust his hands a little bit so that I could get the ball, obviously, in my hands. But those were 2 dunks that I knew I could do. But I also thought there were 2 dunks that nobody else thought I could do.
That second dunk, it's a high degree of difficulty to tap and then get it in, and it's very technical. How did you try to sell it? Because you had to know you were going to have to sell it and make sure they knew that you actually tapped it.
So, being a guy that's obviously loved dunk contests since I was a kid, I actually remembered Dwight's dunk contest when he put the sticker on the backboard, and no one really realized it until it was too late. Judges already put their score in, so I wanted to make sure first and foremost I got the dunk. But I also wanted to point to it a little bit, make sure people saw the replay before they put any scores in, because it's I think people at the beginning thought I just jumped over a taller person. But when you add that element to it, the tap of the backboard, that's a lot of body control. I got to be hanging in the air for quite a bit of time. I wanted to make sure that didn't go unnoticed. I think the first dunk should have been a 50 also, but there were a lot of 50s thrown around tonight, so I'm glad I at least got one of them.
Did you appreciate Giannis helping you sell it? He made sure to go out. Like feels like the whole teammate thing.
Absolutely. I mean, it's great by him because, like I said, I'd never done the dunk with him before. So for him to know, him to see it, and him to make sure that everybody else did, that's big. But you're 100% right. It's about the teammate thing. I mean, those guys are like family to me. Giannis is like family to me. For him to come down and be a part of it, obviously after he just had a son, means even more. And to see Chris and Thanasis and even all the Antetokounmpos to be on the sideline supporting me, it means the world.
You had another dunk ready to go. So does this mean we now need to see Pat again in the dunk contest?
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, maybe. We'll see if I get the invite back. I think it was hard enough to get the first invite, but hopefully with the showing that I put on, the invites come a little more easy. Maybe they're not sent by carrier pigeon. Maybe they're sent by, overnight. But yeah, we'll see. And maybe I'll release a little of the footage of the other two dunks that I had in store.
Pat, can you confirm, like, going on that, obviously you had another couple dunks that were prepared. Can you confirm or deny that you had Ryan Braun and Aaron Rodgers hiding somewhere?
What's funny is I've gotten to know Aaron, and I was going to try to incorporate him to some degree. Obviously, he's a busy guy, so I wanted to make sure whomever I asked wasn't busy, if you will. You know what I mean? And he just got done with the season. I thought he was going to go on vacation, so I didn't want to put that type of pressure on him to come to town. And so I first thought of, Christian, because I knew spring training was coming. I knew if I had to call Craig and say, hey, there's a little bit of Notre Dame pride here at stake, I might have been able to. And it was something that if I could have got all three Milwaukee MVPs there, I definitely would have tried. But maybe that's something that I can have in store for next year.
You had a vote in the finals. Obviously, it was Aaron and Derek. If you had a vote, who would it have been for you?
That would have been a tough one for me. I actually think both of them deserve to win. I know that's kind of a cop-out answer, but with how crazy of a dunk contest it was, I thought they both did. When I look back on it, I kind of think about, I love the dunk-off. I love the extra dunks. I think it's great for the show, and it was phenomenal to be a part of. But getting 4 50s, getting nothing lower than a 50, that's tough. That's a tough one to swallow if you're not going to come home with the trophy. So I probably would have, if I had to, voted for Aaron. But I would have tried to split the trophy in half and give each of them half a ball.